In this video, we are going to see how to integrate different kinds of Captcha in ASP.NET MVC application, and we will see how to use them. Before we are going to start, I would like to ask you a favor. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. So Captcha acronym is a completely automated public turning test to tell computer and human parts. So what is CAPTCHA? A CAPTCHA is a challenge response system where is typically a dynamically generated image consisting of random letters and number is displayed to the users, and the user are asked to re-enter the text is an attempt to verify that both of them should match. So why should we use CAPTCHA? To prevent spam and automated form submission in the website being developed, CAPTCHA is extremely useful. So let's start. I have a blank MVC project. You can see that I've created that web app CAPTCHA application. That is the only boilerplate code of MVC. Now first I'm going to create the controller. So right click in a controller, add controller. Select the MVC controller empty and going to give the name, that is a home controller. So you can see that that controller has been created. First need to install that one CAPTCHA. So right click in a project, add manage NuGet package and search here that CAPTCHA. So need to select that Captcha MVC.MVC file. Just install this one. So this one is successfully installed. Just close. Now you can open that reference. Here you will see that Captcha MVC5. Okay. Now right click on an index, add the view, add view, click on add. Now you can see that view has been created. Now I'm going to add one model that is called registration model. Select the class. Click here, registration model, click on add. Here I am going to add some properties, that is from this will be the string, username. Second property is the password, prop string user password, and third going to write that is the email address, string email. Okay, that's it. Now this difference I am to add into the view. Just add that model, add the reference, that is okay. Now use that using statement html.beginForm, that will be the index, home controller, and now this one will be the form method. So form method is that post. See the post. After that you have to add that encrypt type. So comma new, that is encrypt type. Encrypt type that equal to, so here it will be that multi-part, slash form dash data. The next one will be that ID, going to write that FRM captcha. That's it. Okay. Now here first I'm going to add that div, that simple, that div. This one will be that your class container, and inside that container I'm going to add div class, that row, then div add the class, this one will be that your form group. Just add here HTML dot HTML dot label for, so model dot, first one I'm going to add the email, so new, that here that class equal to form, sorry, it will be the label, so label control label. The next one will be that HTML dot text box for, this one is the model dot email, then next is your class, so this one is that form control. Okay, same I'm going to copy for other, just copy this one, I'm going for username and this one for password, so just need to change the text, this one for username, copy this one, paste it here, and this one for password, user password, only need to change this one with the password for. Okay, that is done. After that, what I will do, I will create one more action method, that is a action result, it will be the index, need to call that registration model, just copy this one, registration model, it will be the registration model, add the reference, so it will be the obj registration model. Okay, and then return view, that's all. Okay, now here first I will check with that one captcha that is called math, so here just delete this one, first one is that HTML dot math captcha. Okay, so this one is the math captcha, and once it will be invalid, so that time I will display the error message, so error message will be the in view bag dot error message, here this one, so this one will be the view bag, this one view bag. Okay, so here once that captcha will be invalid, so it will display the message, so I'm going to assign that your class, so class will be that your text danger. Okay, now I'm going to add the button, so input type, that will be the submit, so value will be the save, and name also I'm going to use the save, and class going to use the button dash primary. Okay, let's run the application, let's see how it will be look like. Just run the application. Before going to run the application, just here need to change something, because other, if you will not write, then you will get that ambiguity error, because there are two index with the same verbs, the HTTP verbs, if you are not going to write like HTTP post. So now if you run the application, now if you will look, so you are getting that one, this one is your captcha, so here you have to write it, because you have mentioned that math captcha, you can see here you have mentioned that math captcha you are using. Okay, so it's coming like that. Okay, now once you are going to click on save, so after that we'll write the code for that. So you can see that one, this one is that captcha. Let's close. So how you can validate, just go to that your home controller, and here, so here it will be the if condition, so make the negation, this dot, here need to call that is captcha valid, this one. Okay, just make a double quote here, and do, if that captcha is, if it's a valid, but here I mentioned that not, so it will be not valid, then it will be the true. So here it will be that view bag dot. So what's the name? I mentioned that view bag dot error message. So this I'm going to write the error message here. I'm going to write captcha is valid, that error message, and it will return the return view. So where it will go to the index, and what's the object? It will return this object. Okay, that's all. Some are for text. We are going to use that annotation. This one is not required for the captcha, but for the display purpose, I'm going to add component model dot data annotation. Just here, display name is equal to name, username. Same for I'm going to for password, user password, or simply password only, and then email. Okay, now I'm going to validate the captcha. Just run the application. Now I'm going to enter something like age or Gmail, and user ID is the tuition, and password I'm going to enter something. If I will enter something wrong captcha, okay, just I enter like that. Okay, once you are going to click that save, you will get that message captcha is not valid. Okay, same like if you enter the correct, okay, this one is if you enter the correct one, so if you click the save, so this one is a correct one because you are not getting the error message. Only what we'll do, we'll going to return in the some another page, or just like content, that here I'm going to write like a captcha is valid. Just if you will write like that, then we can understand. Now let's enter again some value, password. If I'm going to enter wrong captcha, if I click that one save, you are getting that error message captcha is not valid. Okay, again if I'll try to add, so again you'll get the error captcha is not valid. Once I am going to enter the correct one, just like 20 plus 4 is 24, if I'm going to click on save, so you are getting that this message captcha is valid. Okay, same you can do that. This one if I'll refresh, so you'll get the new. Again if you refresh, you always it will be that captcha will change. Just enter the value, click on save. Now captcha is valid. Okay, this one is that math captcha. Now I'm going to work with that another captcha. So come to the here, this one instead of math captcha, it will be the captcha. Okay, so simple, it will become the captcha, and here the next one will be the length. So I'm going to make a 4, so length will be the 4. Now run the application. So now you can see it's coming that a letter, just like a KFFLL. Once again we are going to refresh, so it's coming that a LTML, that all those. Now this one is a different type of captcha. Same you will get that if you will not enter correct something, if you will not enter correct, you will get that again that captcha is not valid. See, if you are not enter anything correct, you will get that error message. But once you are going to enter the correct one, Z, then if you click on the save, that your captcha is valid. Okay, so one thing what we can do, that one we are going to change something here, just like an input symbol is there, this kind of text I'm going to change. So go to the Visual Studio. So first one I'm going to write, that is a try another. Next one it will be, I'm going to change the text that above that the text box that one contains is there. This one, this input symbol, this one I'm going to change here. So it will be, I'm going to write enter the text you see above. Okay, the next ones I'm going to enter the character, how much character you want, is required field, and then last one make a is a true. So last one is the add validation spam. Yeah, it's a true. Okay, that's all. Just check here that everything is okay. Now if you reload again, see here that now it's a you can see this one is that 5, because here I have mentioned that 5. If you are going to change to 3, so just save it and reload. Now it will become 3 character only. You can see now it's coming the 3 character only. Here I have changed has to change that your text, enter the text you see above. Here I have changed in the enter the text you see above. So that text also you can change. So refresh that one. So just like if you enter something here, okay, just like if you enter dpd, so if you click that one, its captcha is valid. Okay, so again if you will look that, because it's in a capital letter, but if you will enter here that NCL, this one, so it will also take as a valid once you click on the save. So see, it's saying that valid, because this one is not validating that your case sensitive. Okay, so how it will solve, just close this one. So as per my understanding, the captcha image is always generated in uppercase. So how will solve that one? Just open that your solution explorer and go to that global.asx, and here you need to paste code. Now you can see here I have added this code, this much code. Okay, if you look here, it will be start from here, start, and then this one end, and then added one reference. This one is the Captcha MVC model. This all reference I have added, this 3 1. Okay, now if you, because here if you see the ignore case saying that true, so if you run the application, so if you make the ignore case, that means like that case is going to be ignored, but I want to make the ignore case false. Okay, now if you run the application, that your captcha image, now it will become in the small letter. Now you can see here, now it's coming that one small letter. If you are going to add 3, going to add 1, and just enter that your capital letter my, and click on save. So now you can see here that it's saying that captcha is not valid, because now it's a case sensitive. Okay, just again I'm going to write like a 1 capital and is small. If I'm going to write, so this one also it will say that captcha is not valid. But if you are going to write like a small letter all, see, now I'm going to click on save. Now it's saying that captcha is valid. Because of that code, it's saying that it's a case sensitive now. Now I have to write like a small. If I'm going to change that one, that your length, it's a 3. If I'm going to change to the 4 and save it, and now I'm going to reload. If you reload, so once it will not come, just close the application, because that only you are changing that your HTML file, but your application starts, it's loaded that one. So if this one, now it's showing that one 4 character. If you want to change that 3 or make it 5, just change this one 5, but just stop debugging and reload, rerun again. Now you can see that 5 character. Now you can see that this one is a 5 character is coming. So now it's a case sensitive. You cannot write like capital letter H C E. If you will write like that, if I click, then it will say that captcha is not valid. But if you will enter like a H R R, and then if you enter the password, if you save, oh, something is problem here. R H S R E. If you click on save, now you can see that captcha is valid. Okay, just close. If you will see that one, once you are going to make a breakpoint here, so if you will look here, this length is coming from here only. If you make a breakpoint, because here I have mentioned that 5. Okay, so once you are going to run, so in the global.ass.cx you will get that 5 here. Now you can see that it's coming that 5. So what we have done till now, let's summarize this one. First I have added that controller, that home controller. Next I have created one model, that is a registration model. Here I have mentioned that all those properties, username, user password and email. After that I have installed that in the NuGet package manager. I have searched that here, from here, that is a captcha. Okay, and I have installed that Captcha MVC.mvc5. okay, that one I have installed. So once you will install, you can see that in that reference folder, that particular that DLL will be added. Okay, next it will be if I have added that all those properties in the view, just like you can see that begin form, and this one, that HTML captcha. If you want captcha like a string, but if you want a math calculation, so it will become like a HTML dot math captcha, this one. Okay, so this one for math calculation and this one for your character. Okay, next I am checking in the home controller. If you look here, I am checking that one. If it's this captcha will be valid, then it will come here. It will be not valid, then it will return that error message. Here I have mentioned that captcha is not valid. Okay, next if you will come here, that index, here I have added that uback.error message, so it will be displayed that particular error message, right? So because once you are going to use that simple, that this particular captcha, that means it will be not case sensitive. For that make case sensitive, you have to open that global.asx.cs, and this much code you have to write like a captcha manager. Here this one will decide if you make that ignore case false, that means it will check that case, it will be means case sensitive. If you make that true, that it will be not case sensitive. I hope it's a clear. Thanks for watching.